Is this really the end of Sister Wives as we know it? That is the question on every fan's mind across the globe, as rumors begin to swirl about one of the most iconic members of the Brown family, Janelle Brown. For years, audiences have followed the complex dynamics, sweet moments, and heated fights of the Brown family. But this time, it really seems like the story has taken a turn no one saw coming. Janelle, a key cornerstone in the family and the show itself, is reportedly stepping into a completely new chapter of her life. And that might very well include love, a new country, and possibly leaving behind the life she's known for decades. Hints of change arrived quietly. Unlike the normal dramatic headlines and confrontations that often rule Sister Wives, Janelle's recent social media activity insinuated something more personal, more meaningful. Teaser posts of beautiful landscapes, captions like "New Beginnings" or "A Fresh Start," and subtle pictures of a man standing beside her. All of these indicators sounded alarm bells and sparked speculation among fans. People began to put together clues, examining every picture, post, and hint. Who is this? A blast from the past, or a brand new love interest? And where does this leave her family, not to mention the show itself? Fans were quick to speculate on social media as each angle was picked apart. Some said the mystery man could be a new boyfriend whom she had met while traveling recently, while others believed he could be a longtime friend or confidant, finally stepping into her personal life in a romantic manner. The mystery deepened when fans noticed posts that hinted at peaceful landscapes, views of the ocean, and the inside of homes with a distinctly New Zealand vibe. What followed was a rash of speculation. Could Janelle be leaving the United States once and for all? Could she be relocating to some far-off place, emigrating to begin a new life? The thought of Janelle leaving was a bomb, because she has been more than just a cast member. She's been almost a mediator, a nurturer, one of those emotional anchors of Brown. She has shaped the storyline, resolved conflicts, and maintained balance between Cody and the other wives. This isn't just a personal matter, but serious implications for the future of Sister Wives. The industry insiders and people close to her have commented, but few details are available. Some say she has been trying to live life in private, on her own terms. Others insinuate that she's been seeking love in a way she never could, while fully committed to the complex dynamics of her family. For fans who have watched her journey unfold for over a decade, this revelation feels monumental, a shift that could redefine her role in the family forever. The timing of these hints only works to further the frenzy. Social media users have taken in that the posts coincided with major events on the show, including the tensions between Cody and some of the other wives. Could these personal decisions be influenced by family dynamics? Or is this truly about Janelle pursuing happiness outside the pressures of fame and expectations? Every angle seems plausible, and every clue adds fuel to the fire. Reactions by fans have not been anything less than dramatic. Some are heartbroken, believing the family will fracture without her presence. Others are inspired by the courage of such a bold step toward self-fulfillment and independence. The mixture of emotions is great, showing how much Janelle has affected not just her family, but also the viewers who have followed every step of her personal and family life with keen interest. Still, what makes this story more interesting is the fact that it has been very secretive. Unlike other reality TV personalities who occasionally make sure that everyone knows every personal development, it seems like Janelle has been handling this rather quietly, leaving the audience to piece certain things together. This cautiousness only served to heighten the speculation. Every post was analyzed, every comment scrutinized, and every hint possible was dissected, predicting what might come next. Of course, there's the question of love. The new man adds an element of intrigue that ties fans to updates. Who is he? How did they meet? What role does he play in her life now? And how might he influence her decision to relocate? This layer of romance creates tension, drama, and emotional investment for already emotional viewers attached to the Brown family's story. The New Zealand relocation possibility pushes things up another notch. Although nothing has been ruled in or out, the very thought of Janelle leaving the country for a new start, far from the familiar surroundings of Utah, is enough to capture global attention. It's not just a move, it's about freedom, independence, and it takes guts to change. For a woman who had been put through decades of navigating the complex dynamics of a polygamous family, entering an entirely new life with a possible partner is both exhilarating and terrifying. Meanwhile, viewers can't stop analyzing her interactions with the rest of the family. Has she indicated her intentions with Cody or one of the other wives? Are there undertones of friction or acceptance? Every interview, every social media post seems to be put under a magnifying glass to understand the big picture. It's obvious that the Browning journey is about to enter into a new phase, one that will redefine, perhaps, the entire narrative of Sister Wives. But this shocking revelation isn't about leaving or romance. It's about personal growth, self-discovery, and the pursuit of happiness. It is in the core of Janelle's journey that many viewers relate to, taking control of one's life, making bold decisions, and embracing change with uncertainty. The stakes are high, the drama is real, and the emotional pull undeniable. As the speculation continues, one thing is crystal clear. The story of Janelle Brown is far from over. Whether she chooses love, adventure, or personal freedom, or all three, her choices will be watched closely by fans around the world. The excitement, the suspense, and the emotional weight of this possible transition make this something that no Sister Wives fan will want to miss. In the coming weeks, expect more updates, more speculation, and maybe the confirmation of what could be the most dramatic turn in the Brown family saga yet. For now, all eyes are on Janelle, her mystifying new companion, and the possible move that changes everything. Long before the jaws-dropping rumors of a new man and a possible relocation to New Zealand, Janelle Brown's life had already been a path that is no stranger to ups and downs. To grasp the weight of what fans are speculating today, we must take a step backward and look into the life she has been living for years now, both inside and outside of the Sister Wives spotlight. Janelle has never been just a reality TV star. She has always been a mother, a mediator, and an unfaltering stronghold in the Brown family. Through her marriage to Cody Brown, the patriarch of the family, Janelle maneuvered through the labyrinth of complexities associated with polygamous living fantasies that very few are even capable of envisioning. Loving, being loyal, and holding on to one's personal aspirations within the framework of a multiple-wife family is no easy job. And for years, she did it with elegance, patience, and unwavering commitment. For Janelle, life was nothing like normal. Between child-rearing, homemaker duties, and relationship maintenance with Cody and the Sister Wives, her life was a balancing act day in and day out. Many times, she would work at soothing hurting feelings, calming angry emotions, and reassuring her children that they are loved and secure within the turmoil of such an unconventional family setup. Viewers who have followed the show know how integral she has been. Often, Janelle is the voice of calm during moments of conflict and the one holding the family together whenever tensions are high. But behind the scenes, Janelle's life was not free of challenges. At the core of the Brown family's identity is a lifestyle of polygamy. But that in itself brings its own set of emotional complications. Jealousy, misunderstandings, and competition for time and attention are elements with which Janelle commonly deals. She has always been candid about the emotional burden of dealing with such a complex family dynamic. Her resilience, however, became part of what fans admired most about her, namely, the ability to remain true to herself while trying to fill the roles of wife and mother in such a high-pressure, public environment. Janelle's role in Sister Wives went beyond just appearances. Many times, she acted as a spokesperson, sharing insight into the family's lifestyle, values, and the real mechanisms of polygamous living with viewers who may have never encountered such a family before. She became, through interviews, social media, and television appearances, a bridge between the private life of this family and the curiosity of the public. Her genuineness and openness made her one of the most loved and respected figures on the show. Over the years, fans deeply connected with her. But, even as she tended to her duties, there was a sense that Janelle had goals and cravings of her own that weren't always met. While Cody and family life called, she silently fostered her own aspirations, sometimes in personal projects, hobbies, or moments of quiet contemplation captured subtly on social media. To the keen observer, it became obvious that independence and personal development were important to Janelle, even if family structure constrained how vociferously she could pursue them. Raising her children within a polygamous household came with its challenges, yet her children were central to her life. Many times, Janelle worked to ensure each child was felt, heard, and supported. From school activities to emotional guidance, she always put her children's needs first, even when her personal life and desires had to go on hold. Viewers frequently complimented her on that, noticing how much she sacrificed, yet remained true to herself. It is also important to mention that Janelle's life has been under the magnifying glass of the audience for years. To live with cameras and social media recording literally every step, every decision, and every relationship was subject to examination and analysis. This can be a blessing and a curse at the same time. Whereas this brought her popularity and influence among people, it put more pressure on her to keep up the image and to navigate family conflicts in the public eye. Nevertheless, having faced such pressure, she never lost her poise and composure, which earned her the respect of people all over the world. Amazingly, even to her own Brown family, Janelle has presented herself as an example of wisdom and perspective. She is known for her balance of emotions, mediating arguments, and making thoughtful decisions that consider the well-being of all involved. She often displayed quiet nature and reserve, as opposed to the more dramatic potential of other family members, placing a stabilizing element within the family. It is, without exaggeration, a fact that much of the Brown family cohesion over recent years can be attributed to her influence and efforts. The truth, however, could be that Janelle has been yearning for more. More freedom, more independence, more personal happiness. According to some insiders, she has always been one of those introspective kinds, one who asks herself life's bigger questions. Am I living for myself? Am I following my heart? What does true happiness look like? Some of these thoughts, which hitherto have been private and internal, may now appear in the form of decisions to explore new relationships, new opportunities, and possibly even a new life in another country. Those highs and lows of her life beforehand would consist of love and companionship with Cody, the challenges of blended family dynamics, and the constant, required balancing act in a polygamous household. Through it all, Janelle remained authentic, resilient, and deeply committed to her values. She showed that even in those highly unconventional circumstances, one could keep dignity, work on personal growth, and be of inspiration to others along the way. It's in this cocktail of personal strength, family commitment, and ambition that the rumors of her new life are so compelling. The followers of her story know very well that this is not a superficial decision or an accidental romance. It could be the crowning culmination of years of brooding, growing, and desiring independence. For Janelle, every step taken is well-placed, meaningful, and will doubtless redefine the course of her life and the whole story of the family. But as the world watches, it's integral not to forget where Janelle started. Everything that happened prior to the rumors, her love, sacrifice, responsibility, resilience, plays a critical role in the understanding of why her next steps will have such weight. She had always been a strong, independent, and reflective figure, and it's just those traits that made her rumored move and possible new relationship so interesting. Chances are that one can't help but wonder if this step will be the ultimate fulfillment of her dreams or will introduce new challenges. Either way, Janelle's story has always been about growth, courage, and the pursuit of happiness, and this new chapter promises to continue that legacy. In other words, prior to the rumors, Janelle Brown had a sensitive balance between family, fame, personal growth, and self-reflection. She negotiated polygamous family expectations, reality television expectations, and her own personal ambitions, while still being quite relatable and loved in the eyes of the viewers worldwide. Having that in mind, this current speculation about a new man and relocation to New Zealand becomes all the more significant. It is not just about a new relationship. It is about a woman embracing the next stage of her journey, courageously, thoughtfully, and hopefully, with constant attention from her fans, who continue to analyze each and every move she makes on and off social media. It would appear that, long before the rumors about her knocked people's socks off, Janelle's life was one of overcoming adversity with dignity. Now, of course, should she take on this next step in her life, the world will be quite anxious to watch it all go down. The buzz surrounding Janelle Brown didn't stop with hints of a new chapter in her life. It reached a fever pitch when rumors of a mystery man began circulating online. For Sister Wives fans, the idea of Janelle stepping into a romantic relationship outside her well-known family dynamic was shocking, intriguing, and even irresistible. Suddenly, Janelle's life was not a story about family struggles. It became a story about love, personal transformation, and unexpected possibilities. The first whispers of a new romance cropped up almost subliminally. Fans noticed a couple of posts on Janelle's social media, warm, carefully curated images showing her grinning in new settings, circular hints of companionship, and an ever-so-prevalent presence, yet not altogether elaborated upon. There weren't any screaming declarations, no explicit talk of romance, only this subtle, insinuative account that triggered theories ad infinitum. Social media detectives went to work, situating angles into place. Who was the man in the background of that sunset photo? Why did her captions say, "New beginnings" and "exciting changes"? Every detail provided grist for theories. Insiders said this was not a casual fling. Family insiders described the man as important, even someone who might have inspired Janelle to start over, possibly even in another country. This revelation started a firestorm of questions and controversy. After years of watching Janelle navigate the convolutions of a polygamous marriage, the messy tangle of multiple relationships, kids, and public attention, it seemed she might be finally chasing something for herself. Personal happiness that had remained elusive among family obligations. Speculation ran rampant as to who the man was. A few fans seemed to believe that this was a man from her past, an old friend or a former love rekindling a romance. Others were convinced it was a new person altogether, Perhaps someone she met traveling, through mutual friends, or even online. The mystery only added to the intrigue, fueling endless discussions in fan forums, YouTube comment sections, and social media platforms. Every small clue, an arm around her shoulder, a photo of shared coffee, a casual smile set against a scenic backdrop, was examined for any hint of who he was. Adding to the drama was the timing of these hints. The speculation came in a period when there was a lot of tension within the Brown family, including conflicts between Cody and some of the other wives. Was Janelle's relationship with this man influenced by family dynamics? Or was it purely about personal happiness and a desire for independence? Fans just couldn't help but connect the dots, creating theories that ran from plausible to wildly imaginative. Each theory just added another layer of fascination and suspense. Social media started blowing up as fan accounts dedicated to sister wives began to post theory after theory. From the romantic to the practical, some speculated he could be a fellow expat living in New Zealand, and that was the reason Janelle was researching a life abroad. Others feel he's a professional or entrepreneur, sharing her values and interests, and someone who could accompany her on a new adventure, far from the pressures of reality TV. No detail was too minute to escape scrutiny, and the community of fans became intensely invested in uncovering the truth. The man himself remains relatively unknown to the public, but it is evident that he has an emotional presence in Janelle's life. According to sources, she has been glowing with a new confidence and joy, suggesting that this romance may be nothing short of a game-changer for her. Not only does this romance mark a new chapter for Janelle, for fans, it's especially compelling because it deviates from her formerly family-focused storyline. The woman who took years juggling Cody's other marriages and rearing children amidst their scrutiny might finally be building an identity completely independent and about herself. But romance brings controversy, and fans have spared no words in stating their opinions. While some see the relationship as a positive step proof that Janelle deserves happiness and is free to do whatever she wants in life, others feel protective of the family structure, fearing this new dynamic will be the cause of rifts and may even signal the beginning of a permanent separation from the Brown family. There's a heady mix of admiration, skepticism, and concern that reflects the intensity of Janelle's own life complex, layered, emotionally charged. The mystery man also means new possibilities for the show itself. If the relationship is serious, will it be documented on Sister Wives? Might viewers see a storyline that explores not only her new love, but also a potential departure from the family home? The ingredients of drama, suspense, and emotional stakes are all here. And reality TV loves them. Producers, fans, and social media followers alike are waiting to see if this new chapter will play out on camera, or if it will remain a private journey for Janelle. Meanwhile, speculation about New Zealand continues to flesh out the romance. Its picturesque landscapes, serene atmosphere, and promise of a new beginning prove an attractive setting for Janelle's purported romance. Some speculate that her mystery man is already living there, giving rise to the belief that Janelle will relocate to be with him. Others surmise that the move will be temporary, a test period in which she can determine if she can create a satisfying life for herself outside the U.S. Either way, the tale titillates the imagination, a heady cocktail of romance, adventure, and personal reinvention. Fans have even started to connect the dots between Janelle's past and her possible future. Her storyline on Sister Wives has always been one of balance, balancing family obligations with personal desires, managing complex emotional dynamics, and maintaining her own identity. The mystery man represents a new variable in this equation, one that could tip the scales toward a life defined more by choice than obligation. It's this possibility that makes the story so captivating. Viewers can see the human desire for happiness and love reflected in Janelle's experience, making it relatable despite the very unnatural circumstances of her life. Even within fan communities, discussions about the mystery man have become elaborate. Some have created comprehensive timelines, comparing social media posts, public appearances, and travel patterns to hypothesize who he could be. Others focus on the emotional implications. What does this relationship mean for her children, for Cody, and for the family dynamic as a whole? Speculation is ceaseless, reflecting the depth of investment that fans have in Janelle's personal and family journey. What really makes this story compelling, in the end, is the mystery, romance, and possible dramatic life changes. The man himself may remain largely anonymous, but his influence on Janelle's life is undeniably great. He represents possibility, transformation, and the chance for a new chapter, a chapter which may redefine not only her personal life, but also the trajectory of Sister Wives. The anticipation will continue to build as fans wait for confirmation. Every social media update, every interview, and every small hint is devoured for clues about who this man is and what his presence means. Will he be the reason Janelle leaves for New Zealand? Is he the catalyst for her ultimate independence? Or is he simply a companion in a passing chapter of her life? The uncertainty has fans glued to their screens, hungry for answers. One thing is for sure. This mystery man has managed to do what few other plot twists could: revive interest in Janelle Brown's narrative. He took speculation and turned it into an emotional roller coaster, interlacing intrigue with romance and the universal wish to see someone pursue happiness and love. For a woman who has spent the better part of her life focusing on family obligations, this union marks a turning point. A moment when personal fulfillment and emotional growth take center stage. Whether the man remains a mystery for much longer, one thing is for sure: he has already made a big impact on Janelle's life. Sister Wives viewers are not merely following some reality TV storyline. They are witnessing a deeply human story about love, change, and the courage to pursue new beginnings. And with each post, each hint, each insider report, the suspense keeps growing to make Janelle's journey one of the most captivating stories in reality television history. The speculation regarding Janelle Brown's life started to take on a whole new dimension when there was word that she might be moving to New Zealand. For Sister Wives fans, this news came as a bombshell. The thought of Janelle, one of the most steady and lovable members, leaving the United States altogether for a faraway land, sent speculations, excitement, and worry into overdrive. Could this actually be true? And if so, why New Zealand? The first indications came softly, but were telling. Janelle's social media posts began to include stunning scenery, rolling hills, clear blue skies, and views of the ocean that her following quickly picked up as unmistakably New Zealandish. And then, of course, the soft hinting at new beginnings and personal reinvention seemed to further indicate that she was seriously considering life far from the comfortable surroundings of Utah. With every post, curiosity grew. Was this about adventure, love, career opportunities, or a combination of all three? For years, Janelle's life had been closely tied to her family and to the demands of polygamous living. Though she loved her role as wife, mother, and a voice of calm within the family, sources close to the family indicate that she had longed in private for more independence a time when she could take charge of her life and make happiness a priority. The idea of moving to New Zealand, a country recognized for its serenity, natural splendor, and easy pace of life, seemed like the perfect opportunity to do just that. But it is not a simple move that one makes. Janelle would have to navigate not only the logistics of relocating across the globe, but also the emotional complexities of leaving behind her children, her husband, and the life she has built over decades. To fans, this brought on a flurry of questions. How would her leaving impact the kids? How would it affect her relationship with Cody and the other wives? Was it even possible to find the personal fulfillment she seeks in a completely new environment? And, of course, New Zealand served up a whole layer of romance to the story. While mystery man rumors continue to swirl, a fan can't but put the pieces together. Is this a love-driven move? Is he living in New Zealand and Janelle wants to be closer to him? Or is this simply personal, taking on new life away from the pressures of fame and family? The questions are a heady mix that has put fans locked onto every update. So far, besides the romance involved, the lure of New Zealand is pretty easy to grasp. With stunning landscapes, a serene environment, and high quality of life, it is an ideal setting for starting over anew. But for Janelle, it has the potential of finding herself, seeking new opportunities, and embracing a lifestyle that is neither hounded by cameras nor public opinion. Imagine waking up every day, literally with nature, diving into new hobbies, and maintaining a pace in life that focuses more on happiness than obligation. A dream scenario for anyone wanting personal growth. And for someone like Janelle, it could be transformative. EP. The reactions of fans towards the move have been mixed but very strong. Some feel excited and admirable. They treat it as a courageous move to independence. Others are heartbroken, worried about how her absence will affect the Brown family dynamics and the future of the show. This mix of emotions reflects the complexity of Janelle's life itself. She has always balanced loyalty, love, and responsibility. And now one is watching, while possibly making a choice that puts first her own well-being. Sources close to her say she has been considering this for a while. It isn't one of those spur-of-the-moment decisions. Rather, it's something that weighed heavily on her heart as she listened to her wanting and needing personal growth and adventures that would stir her emotionally. Many can find that decision reflected through the posts she puts out. Calming scenery, reflective captions, and quiet moments. With every single post, it seems to speak to a woman ready to take on change, step into a life of choice rather than obligation. But the logistics of a move this huge cannot be denied. Janelle would have to think about housing, finances, traveling, and, above all, how it would affect her children. Will they join her in New Zealand or stay in Utah with their father and other family members? How will their decision affect their schooling, friendships, and emotional well-being? All these questions are in a complex thought process, but one senses that Janelle has given it a lot of serious reflection. How she carefully, deliberately takes such a life-changing step testifies to maturity and wisdom, qualities fans have long admired. But the potential move also has huge implications for the Sister Wives show itself. Janelle often serves as a mediator in conflicts and brings balance to the family's drama. Without her around, the dynamic of the family would change entirely, and the storyline could shift to wholly new dimensions, or maybe even to problems the show had not seen before. Now, producers, along with the fans and critics too, speculate over how the show would change if she were to leave and if cameras would follow along. The timing of these rumors has even been theorized about by fans. Some say it is perfectly timed with the evolution of her personal life, including the emergence of the mystery man. Others believe that it comes at a time when she would want to take a step away from public eyes to focus on self-discovery. Whatever the case for the motivation, love, adventure, and personal growth actually make this chapter one of the most compelling in Sister Wives history. The reported move of Janelle to New Zealand also speaks to more universal motivations that are easily relatable to audiences. A need to start life anew, to see other horizons, and to be happy is not completely alien to anybody, however exceptional the situation. The reason this story has taken center stage regarding attention is due to the fact that in her story, people see pieces of their dreams. It's also more than reality TV drama. This is a story of human courageousness, insights, and the pursuit of fulfillment. Above all, the notion of Janelle getting a new start in a new country is deeply evocative. Think of how she'll wake up every morning to the sound of waves crashing and explore a new, unexplored land, living a life full of possibilities that were not there before. For someone who spent decades balancing family responsibilities and public scrutiny, this type of fresh start represents not just a change of scenery, but a deep personal evolution. Yet, for all the excitement, uncertainty remains. The fans are left to wonder, will Janelle's dreams come true? Or will family, logistics, or an emotional setback trip her up along the way? Every posting, every hint, every insider report adds to the speculation that keeps this story alive and the audience connected. Ultimately, this is a chapter about transformation in Janelle Brown's life. It means a woman who has taken charge of her destiny, embracing new opportunities and daring to pursue love, happiness, and independence in ways that resonate deeply with viewers. Her potential move to New Zealand symbolizes a bold leap into the unknown, a decision which may reshape not just her life, but the narrative of the Brown family altogether. While for the time being, at least, the story is a rumor, one thing's for sure. Janelle Brown's New Zealand dreams are many things, but a rumor, a story of courage, hope, and reinvention. And no matter if she makes the move for love, adventure, or personal growth, her journey will be one to remind us all of the power of embracing change and following one's heart. The rumors about Janelle Brown's latest development, whatever it may be, the new mystery man, or the possibility of a move to New Zealand, or both, are enough to get any Sister Wives supporter, like Brown's fans, either excited or nervous about what could happen next. This could end up being one of the biggest moments in the history of the series, as it would change the dynamic of the family altogether. But what does it actually mean for the family, the series, or for fans who have been keeping up with it for more than a decade? Janelle has always represented more than just a person on the TV show. She is something of a stabilizing influence in the Brown family. She is recognized for her intelligence, patience, and understanding of human feelings. She regularly serves as the mediator of Brown family conflicts between Cody Brown and the other wives, as well as a guiding influence with regard to the Brown children. A permanent or even temporary loss of influence by this person would likely drastically alter family dynamics with regard to this situation. Perhaps one of the biggest factors that would affect her is the influence of her children. Having children means that one is responsible for their welfare too. Being a mother of 5 children is no mean feat for Janelle. She would need to ensure that they get the best education and care, regardless of moving to New Zealand or even staying in other countries for a long time. Supporters of the couple have celebrated their growth as a couple while worrying about the negative influence that might affect their children. It is like everyone wants to live their own life, but still needs to do what is right for everyone else. A further level of conjecture is related to Kody Brown and the other wives. How would they react to the decisions of Janelle Brown? While it is true that Kody Brown has had issues with some of his wives in the past, it is likely that without Janelle, issues could potentially develop between some of the other wives or between Kody Brown, potentially destabilizing the dynamic that has developed over the years among the family. Perhaps some worry that without her, the drama could ensue, while others hope that it could force some of the other family members to grow. As far as the TV series is concerned, the implications are important for sister wives. It seems that the Brown family dynamic of personalities, relationships, and drama works wonderfully for sister wives. Having a dynamic like that of the Brown family means that the TV series must work with what it is given. If the dynamic of someone like Janelle Brown is no longer an option, they must figure out what else they have to work with. This would mean that they could decide to follow her around the world if she is living elsewhere. This would make for great TV. This is further complicated by the rumors of the unknown male and New Zealand, making it even more interesting for this developing storyline. If their relationship is what it seems, with the possibility of moving for that relationship, it could mean that Sister Wives finally gets a storyline that it never had before. A woman moving out of the nuclear family for her own desire for romance. Not only would it be a wild storyline for the fans to follow, but it would also provide ample media soundbites for talk of personal freedom versus the fact that it is clearly difficult to move for one's own desires. This storyline is astounding for a number of reasons, one of which is that it means that Sister Wives is finally getting some good ratings. This is obviously true with regard to the new storyline that is developing with regard to Meri Brown. There is clearly some issue with regard to a plot twist for Meri that is still to be revealed, but it does mean that it is also significant that the rumors are occurring at this point in the series. After living through the challenges of fame, sibling rivalries, and the struggles of rearing children in a polygamous relationship, it seems that Janelle is at a critical juncture of her life. This is something that viewers can identify with, as it is a reflection of human endeavors in seeking to achieve their own fulfillment, developing the strength to make the right decisions for their own growth, and finding the courage to make their personal happiness their number one priority. Notably, this development also presents questions about reality TV as a genre in itself. How much of Janelle's progress is the audience likely to get information about? Will she be followed to New Zealand to document her development and the creation of new connections or relations? Or is this phase of her life likely to remain hidden, allowing her to rebuild herself out of the public gaze? These questions underscore the complicated dynamic of authenticity, privacy, and reality TV that is pertinent to reality TV as a genre that Janelle understands. It would be unfair to discount the role of the broader family situation. Without Janelle, the other women could potentially react in other ways, with ripple effects for the family dynamic. Some conflicts that were resolved through her could potentially become more severe, while other possibilities for personal development could present themselves. It is this uncertainty that keeps the viewing public so invested, trying not only to predict what the implications of Janelle's departure would mean for her own storyline, but also what it would mean for the family dynamic at large. Reactions from fans have ranged from admiration through concerns to curiosity. Some of the fans appreciate Janelle for taking matters into her own hands, with some viewing this as a great example of independence. On the other hand, some fans appear concerned about the effects of the relationship on her children, the family, as well as the show that the fans enjoy. All these reactions point to the investment of the fans in the Brown story, one that spans over a decade. This is one of the most interesting features of the pending change. Not only does it portray a move or a relationship, it also portrays growth, self-discovery, and the strength that comes with making tough decisions. It is precisely through experiencing life away from what is normal for her that she would get a chance to face new relationships, fresh adventures, among other opportunities that were before inaccessible to her. Audience interest in this plot is brought by the reality TV elements that touch on universal themes such as love, strength, and change. The potential aftermath of the Sister Wives reality series is substantial. Without Janelle, the storyline of the series could be changed by the production team, highlighting other members of the family, or even following Janelle through her experience living in another country. This could be a critical juncture for the reality series, allowing it to progress along with the personal development of one of its key characters. It is a positive for the fans, who get a fresh perspective on the series, with their affinity for the Brown family unaffected. Ultimately, it is the fact that Janelle Brown's story is one that is relatable that makes this chapter of her life so interesting to read about. This is despite the fact that the situation in which she is living is clearly noteworthy, what with being in a polygamy marriage and being a reality TV star. However, the human quest for love, fulfillment, or change is something that everyone can associate with, regardless of their background or personal situation in life. While the audience watches with curiosity, one thing is certain: the saga of Janelle Brown is far from finished. If she decides to explore new romantic interests, make a move to New Zealand, or redefine herself in the family dynamic, whatever she does is bound to affect the Brown family, the reality series, and the millions of fans who gather around for the latest installment of her incredible drama. This is what makes it such a crucial point, a crossroads of love, freedom, and family that is fraught with drama. It is more than reality TV for those who follow it, the saga of strength, of decision, of the search for happiness. While the rumors continue, the anticipation grows, the reports filter in, the fans are fixed on their televisions, their eyes glued to the screen, as they wait to witness the next phase of her incredible journey. It is no ordinary life that Janelle is living or about to live. Ultimately, the example that the story of Janelle Brown presents to us is that of the strength of change, that of the importance of seeking personal happiness for oneself, that of the strength it takes to make it through the complicated choices that one faces in life. Whatever path that she ends up choosing to make for herself in New Zealand or elsewhere, it is a testament to the strength it takes to seek out the unknown with one's heart.